historic Bosse Field, an 8-2 win for the Southern Illinois Miners against the Evansville Otters here tonight. I'm Mike Radomski here next to Bill McKeon. Let's take you through the game, starting off with our full game recap. In the first inning, Andy Wells, making his debut with the Otters, found himself in a little bit of trouble. Kent Gerst got on with a walk, a stolen base, and moved over to third on a throwing error. He came around to score on a Joey Metropolis RBI double to go ahead 1-0. The Otters would score back in the bottom of the second inning when Nick D'Amico came up to the plate. Rogers and Scarduzio with the lead, not going this time as D'Amico loops it out towards left center field. Millens gets the baseball, will throw it in towards third as Rogers scores, and it's a 1-1 tie ball game. But the lead would only last until the top half of the third inning as the catcher Brandon Occasion got himself a double to push ahead 2-1. Another run then in the fifth inning for the Miners as they got a few more runners around. It was 3-1, but a very good job by the pitcher Patrick Kreider to keep the Otters in the game as he got the next 3 outs without allowing another run to score. Flash forward a little bit as the game continued along into the top of the seventh inning. A long rally there for the Miners as they then made the lead 6-1. Top of the ninth inning, another pair of runs come in on a 2-run home run by Will Block, and it was then 8-1. The Evansville Otters then came up in the bottom of the ninth inning against left-handed pitcher Chuck Lankinen. Trying to come on through, they got an RBI ground out from Andre Alvarado, but the lefty was able to end the inning and make sure that the Otters did not have that large comeback in the bottom of the ninth inning. The final numbers, 8 runs on 13 hits, 1 error for the Southern Illinois Miners, who improved this season to 44-14. Evansville with the loss, 2 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors in the game. Their record is now 19-38. The winning pitcher is Ryan Bird. He now has his first win this season in the Frontier League as he allowed a single run over 7 innings. The loss goes to Andy Wells in his inauguration with the Evansville Otters, 3 runs over his 4 innings. Game time was 3 hours and 22 minutes. It was saw by 2,408 here in Evansville, Indiana. So, Bill, will ask you now, who is your player of the game?
Well, the gentleman I'm going to say it's the hero of the game tonight was their catcher, Brandon Occasion. And he got 4 hits, and they were all shots. Plus, he had stolen base, and he had a couple RBIs. I mean, he did everything perfect. So he's got to be the hero and the player of the game.
Let's go back to the first inning. The Otters were down by a run. They had Jared Ball at first base. As he started to steal, Brian Kolb had a swing and a miss. Ball came all the way around to score, but it resulted in a hitter's interference call. The first base coach, Ned Brown, got ejected. How much did that call really change this game?
It changed the game tremendously insofar as, hey, you threw out one of your coaches. You had a possible tie and run score. And here you get set back. A coach is thrown out, the runner is thrown out or called out, and the batter strikes out. I mean, you went from a tie score to having 2 outs. And just when you had a rally going, someone put the fireman's hose on it.
Andy Wells made his debut, as we said before. What were some of your thoughts from his performance?
I thought he did a pretty good job initially, and unfortunately, he just didn't. It wasn't his night, but it wasn't bad. But probably the best pitcher of the night for the Otters was Cryer, who came in and did a super job, which again the relief pitching has done. Unfortunately, the others following him didn't do that well, I'm sorry to say.
And it was your first chance to see Southern Illinois this year. What are some of your first thoughts from them?
Well, like I said, I've been watching them ever since they got into this league, and I've always respected the manager, and I respected their team. They're an aggressive team. They steal bases. They hit and run. They bunt, and they've got power. So what else can you ask? Ever since you've got a guy coaching third base down there, Santana, that batted .360, and he stole a lot of bases, and, of course, he he teaches how to steal a base, and they did. They took advantage of his instructions, and I don't know how many stolen bases they got, but I know the first 2 runners made it, and they got a tremendous lead. And you're going to see a lot of stolen bases in the next 2 games.
And remember, it's just the first game of 12 between the teams this season, the first of 3 coming up here this week against each other at Bosse Field. Time now to thank everyone who made the broadcast possible. First off, a special thanks goes to Brandon Godden, the executive producer at WUEV, and working back in our Evansville, Indiana studios, producing all the highlights and commercials, is our studio producer, John Luttrell. Thanks again, John. We'll see you the rest of the series. Please join us tomorrow on Monday night as the Otters and Miners will continue this series with the middle game. It is United Way night at the ballpark with first pitch set for 6:35. The Evansville Otters will have Chad Edwards on the mound. He enters the game 0-4 with a record and an ERA of 5.74. On the opposite side will be Brett Scarpetta, 5 wins and 2 losses. His ERA is 4.30. Final score once again, an 8-2 win for Southern Illinois. For Bill McKeon and everyone here at Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana, I'm Mike Radomski. Have a great night, everyone.
The proceeding has been a presentation of Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV Evansville. For a complete game and broadcast schedule and to stay current on any Otters info, visit us online at evansvilleotters.com. Thanks for listening, and until next time, go Otters.